on the stream. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Super Sundays here on Ultimate Dirt TV as the World of Thunder Esports Leagues brings you the Winternationals from the fabulous, speaking of winter, the only place to be in winter, Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richland, Wisconsin. The virtual Cedar Lake Speedway has some qualifying going on. Of course, Alex Robinson and myself, Jerry Van Sickle, going to bring you some heat race action here in server number 1. Alex, you still working on getting me that Chipotle delivered, or are you going to join on in?
We're not delivering it. Sorry. I need a pay raise for that stuff.
There we go. Midsouth Dirt Slingers bringing you tonight's broadcast here on World of Thunder Esports League here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, if you're watching along on the Facebook land, share it out, tweet it, do all that great stuff. Let us know that you're tagged on in here tonight and having a good time. So, like we said, we're going to have 5 or 6 heat races, 12 laps of distance, and then we will have our transfers from there. We'll let you know as soon as we get everybody timed on in. Right now, we're Logan Rumsey, quick time, with a 13.779, but not any longer. Devin Morgan, Alex, right there to the top of the scoring pylon.
Speaking of Logan Rumsey, did you watch the Tulsa shootout? As Evan C. just went quick time, but did you watch the Tulsa shootout?
I did see some of it, and I did see some kid named Logan Rumsey kind of have some pretty good showings.
I mean, the young man from PA makes an A main and goes up against some of the best like Christopher Bell, so not a bad showing for him down there in Tulsa.
Yeah, of course, the shootout finished up. Chili Bowl starts coming up. There's all kinds of racing going on as we see the Canadian Alex Bergeron on screen. He's still waiting to do some racing, get out of the Northland and head south. Hopefully things will get open back up, and Alex will be racing back down here stateside with us in the sprint car division. But right now, Alex going third quick on the clock. Ethan Toder now on the screen, taking a lap time out here. We'll see how Ethan times in on this one. Right now, 21st fast on the pylon. Needs to, pony that thing up as Dylan Hauser right now goes quick time. Evan C., Devin Morgan, Alex Bergeron, Blake Majulis, your top 5. And, Ethan Toder rolls it over in qualifying. That is always how you want to end your qualifying. And speaking of ending, Alex, she's ended on up. And we are going to take a look and see our qualifying results. They come on up. Dylan Hauser going quick time tonight. Evan C., Devin Morgan, Alex Bergeron, and Blake Majulis. Those are your 5 top qualifiers, and they will sit on P1 of our 5 heat races here in server number 1 for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers World of Thunder Esports League Winternationals here with the Big Block Mods from Cedar Lake Speedway. And we are set. Are you ready there, Slick? Are you ready? Alex, where'd you go?
I'm alive.
All right. I didn't know if you were still out there in Chipotle land.
Okay, we're ready.
All right, here we go.
Chaos.
Mid-South Dirt Slinger heat race number 1 going to be Dylan Hauser, the 47 on the pole, and it'll be Cole Cabaret. They're in the 71 to his outside.
Row number 2, it's going to be Bobby Hans in the 8. Outside will be Tyler Corcoran.
There we go. Ethan Toder there in the 23 in the Newton Cattle Farms Racing number 23, and then it'll be Brennan Weeks, the 22, starting row number 3 to the outside.
7th will be the 48 of Brandon Yamrick, and outside will be Nathan Davis in the 36.
Let's see. Aaron Keeley there in the 28 machine. Going to start 9th, and starting 10th, that'll be Benjamin Turbeville right there. 5th of the car, starting 10th here in heat race number 1 of 5. And I believe out of this, we will take 3. Top 3 go into the A, and then, of course, we will be there later tonight running 4 different servers. So plenty of broadcasting for you to watch. And Robinson, we're ready to go racing.
Oh, yeah, green flag is out. Dylan Hauser out to an early start there. Him and Cole Cabré. As you see, Bobby Hans right now in the 3rd spot. Ethan Toder, as there's a little bit of beating and banging going on there for that 4th spot. And there goes Hans into the wall.
Get up there and eat some Creed off of turn number 4. They come. It'll be Hans right there working it back there deep in the field. But right now, Dylan Hauser, Cole Cabre, and now Ethan Toder. Toder coming around the outside looking for a transfer spot. Ethan Toder going to push the cush as they rock and roll down the front straightaway. Toder now to the third and final transfer spot.
Ethan Toder battling with Midsouth Dirt Slingers Brennan Weeks in the 22, but here comes Tyler Cochran in the 64 going to the inside of Weeks. The battles are on here throughout this field.
Well, that will do it. They, like I said, battling top to bottom, back to front. Dylan Hauser, Cole Cabre, Ethan Toder right now. He has got company. Here comes Brennan Weeks on the bottom side. Weeks looking for some action as they work him on down there. There's Weeks there to fourth. Tyler Cochran running in the number 5 spot. They all want to get to that 23 of Ethan Toder because remember, if you finish third or better, well, you get to take about a couple-hour break and come back and run the A main later tonight.
So Ethan Toder holding on to that spot right now as you see Cabre and Hauser just pulling away from the field. Brennan Weeks right now looks like the only one to compete with Ethan Toder for that third transfer spot. But here comes Tyler Cochran on the inside. They're side by side for that 4th spot.
Cochran away to the bottom of the racetrack, into the outside will be Weeks, and a little crossover move, drive it down the bottom of the hill, and here we go down into turn number 3 and 4. Brandon Weeks now on up there into the number 4 spot. He'll chase Toder, but look at this, back to the inside comes Cochran. Cochran will come numbers deep with him down into turn number 1 and 2. Cochran will tickle the tires. To the outside goes Toder. He sees him out there, and then into the fence goes Weeks, and that's going to open the gap and get a good B-main starting spot for the 64. But here comes Bobby Hans now in the 8 car hustling.
Bobby Hans trying to compete with Brennan Weeks there, trying to get another spot, a better starting spot for the consolation rounds as you see Tyler Cochran holding on to that 4th spot. White flag in the air with Hauser still in the lead.
Dylan Hauser on out front, your race leader in the deuce. Going to race it down the back straightaway. White is waving. There is 2 laps to go. Hauser going to bring him on down. Checkered flag out of the green belt. Premium start is to Dylan Hauser, Cole Cabre. Cole Cabre, then it'll be Ethan Toder. That is 1, 2, and 3, and those guys will be moving into tonight's A main event. The rest of them going to come through some last chance races later this evening. So as we get ready to get everybody scored on the cross, give you your finishing results. Like we said, once again, we do thank and appreciate each and every one of you for tuning us on in. And my good friend Pokey up there in Wisconsin tuning us in, watching a little Facebook Live as we are here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Heat race number 2 just about ready to start making its way to the Speedway. Tony Dykes, how are you tonight? It's Dylan Hauser, going to be the 47 machine. Cole Cabre, Ethan Toder, Tyler Cochran, Brennan Weeks, Bobby Hans, Nathan Davis, then it'll be Brandon Yamrick, Eric Keel, and Benjamin Turbeville. Those are your top 10 finishers. Remember, top 3 are the ones that move on.
Starting on the pole of heat race number 2 from Victory Lane Racing in the 33, it's Evan C. Outside will be the 00 of Kendall Tucker.
Going to run number 2 to the inside, it's Bill Miller, one of the Mid-South Dirt Slinger entries, the 32, and Huey Quillen in the 30 machine outside of run number 2.
5th will be Matt Yorker in the 34. Outside of him in the 109, it is Travis Bertzer.
Then we'll go to run number 4 to the inside where it's Jonathan Willey, the 116, the Mid-South Dirt Slinger ride, and Dustin Hall, the 311.
9th, it'll be Chris Damari in the 6, and outside it's Ryan Bowserman in the 76.
So there's your cars and stars for heat race number 2 here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Beautiful field of cars, great entries, and like we said, great to have each and every one of you tuned in and watching here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, you're home for some of the best iRacing that you can catch, some of the best action, some of the best leagues right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And of course, the World of Thunder Esports League, we get kicked off with some big-time series leagues and, well, Winternationals right here at Cedar Lake. So a ton of stuff coming from the Motel Group as we work them on down, coming to lap number 1.
Evan C. out to an early advantage, but Kendall Tucker right there on his back bumper. Those are the 2 biggest heavy hitters here. As look at that battle for the 3rd spot, you got Quillen, Miller, Bertzer, and Hall all trying to come for that 3rd transfer spot into the A main tonight.
Out front it is Evan C. Here comes Kendall Tucker one more time back to the inside. Tucker going to try to get some drive off the bottom. Nothing to be had there is Evan C., your race leader. Tucker, and we go to the caution flag. Yellow is on the racetrack. Looks like Matt Yorker going to be the cause of the caution. We'll take a look and see what happened here as they were racing there deep in the field, not for a transfer spot. Things just got a little narrow, and boom. Brett Wheeler and his gang with some great camera views as the kiss of the Crete. And like we say, Alex, you've got to make sure you clear them before you pass them, or if you don't, this right here is what happens. Boom!
There's Dustin Hall. Dustin Hall got into it, and he went out over the fence there, so a tough break for him.
Oh yeah, did you see them gals up there in the camper? They had hot dogs and brats and cheeseburgers up there. He's a little hungry. He had to get out of the ballpark, make sure he got something to eat.
But again, look at this front row. Evan C., Kendall Tucker, two big heavy hitters. Bill Miller, Travis Bircher are on the outside looking in with Wiley there. Those guys will have a few laps yet to try and get into that transfer spot.
We'll see what happens. Still a lot of racing to go here. As the pace truck rolls them around one more time, I believe we should see it exiting the speedway this time. As we are set to go back here with heat race number 2. Like we said, a lot of caution lights still on. They'll wave to start off. Like we said, a lot of racing going on tonight, Alex. We've got, of course, this first set of 5 heat races for our first server. And then you and Zach have got following this, Zach Newton and yourself, going to bring us server number 2 of the night with another 5 or 6 heat races to bring 3 more transfer cars in. And then we'll have, depending on how time lays out and how race action does, we'll have a server for the DC and the B main. And then we'll come back with a main server later tonight. So a ton of racing tuned on and ready to go here for you on Ultimate Dirt TV.
And just think about this already. That 311 of Dustin Hall, unless he can make a miracle run, I think he's back on the track now. But if he can make a miracle, unless he can't, he's going to be in a D or a C main. So that's going to be a tough one for him, starting probably in the back of maybe a C main as of right now.
Yeah, we'll see what... so there'll be 3 B mains tonight. As we get ready to go, the lights go green, the flag goes waving, and it's Evan C. going to lead the field on down into turn number 1 and 2. Kendall Tucker right back there to the number 2 spot. Look out, we got troubles down in turn 1 and 2. Looks like everybody's going to stay clean and green, and we are racing for the lead off of turn number 4.
So a tough break. It looks like that was Travis Bircher and Bill Miller getting into it there. That opened the door. Chris Damari, who started in the back of the field, he's up to 4th right now, but Huey Quillen is in the 3rd spot, and he has a comfortable margin over 4th and 5th.
Quillen and the all-white 30 machine working in that 3rd and final transfer spot. It's still Evan C., your race leader. Kendall Tucker working the number 2 spot. The lights have come on here at Cedar Lake. The sun is setting, and it is going to be hot action all evening long. As now we're side-by-side down the front straightaway. Here comes the 6 of Damari working Matt Yoker. Yoker up on the outside working there. They come together down the back straightaway.
Yorker and Damari, they're getting into it. There's Travis Bircher now trying to make a run back up to the front. Huey Quillen still holding on that transfer spot as you see Chris Damari in 4th.
Down the back straightaway, Evan C. still your leader. Tucker, Quinlan, this great 3-car battle back there for a better spot in his transfer. Working on in. Laps winding down, 2 to go. The racetrack already going to the top side. Working the Crete down a wall.
As you see, that was Dustin Hall there in mid-pack. So Dustin Hall trying to make a climb, but I think he was a lap down there after going out over. So tough break for him. He's going to come to the back, but there's a battle for the lead. Kendall Tucker, Evan C. to the line. Tucker throws a slide job battle at the line, and it looks like it's going to be Tucker, but that one we might have to go to the official results for.
Testing, 1, 2... Sorry, apparently my microphone became unhooked. Did we get the official results yet? Here they are. Look at that. Evan C., Kendall Tucker, Huey Quillen, Damari, Yorker, Bircher, and it'll be Miller, Willie, Brausman, and Hall. Look at the gap.
0.000 is the gap between C and Tucker.
Yeah. Now, here's my question that's virtual tie. How do you determine who got second? Oh, timing and scoring says by the naked eye it was just a fraction of an inch. Here we go, Devin Morgan, the 112 on the pole to his outside, Logan Rumsey in the 4.
Richie Yost going to start on the inside of row number 2. Outside in the 21, it's Levi Wright.
It'll be Drew Hopkins there in the 157, and Randall Carter, the 37 to row number 3.
7th and 13th from Midsouth Dirt Slingers, it's Jordan Gage, and outside, it's Scooter Black in the 45.
It'll be Dalton Slack from Canada in the 3, and Drew Corbett there in the 514. So like you said, Logan Rumsey qualifying down at the Lucas Oil Tulsa Shootout. Had a great run down there, and he's in Pennsylvania. Alex, I wonder if he knows there's Chipotle's in Pennsylvania.
Who knows?
That delivered to Des Moines.
I don't know, Jerry, but the green flag is out. Devin Morgan going to go out to an early advantage. There's Logan Rumsey. Here's Richie Yost. And the battle for 4th already between Drew Hopkins and Levi Wright. They're side by side already for that 4th spot.
On down into turn number 3 and 4 to be Devin Morgan. Right there, your race leader. Then it'll be Logan Rumsey. Richie Yost right there. Yost has got Levi Wright knocking on the door in the 21 car. They'll work off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Everybody going to stay. Fence post formation down into turn number 3 and 4. Still Morgan, Rumsey, Yost, Wright, and Hopkins, your top 5 as they thunder down into turn number 1.
Devin Morgan still holding on to the lead. Here comes Logan Running. He's right there on the inside quarter panel there, but it's not going to be a good enough run. Both of them go to the bottom. Richie Yost right there waiting for both of them to make a mistake. And look at the battle mid-pack between Hopkins through Gage.
Come Hopkins with a White Castle served up here. He will go into the number 4 spot, put himself in a good spot for a B main later tonight. He works into that number 3 position, but still up front. It is in the tire tracks. Rumsey now coming. He goes to the bottom, slides it on up. There we go. Not going to happen. Crossover move. Devin Morgan coming on in. Textbook slider and textbook crossover was applied there as they work him on down into turn number 1 and 2. The 41 machine of Rumsey right there once again slides it up across the snoot. There you see, pump the brake, turn the wheel, and drop the snoot to the bottom is still Devin Morgan. Morgan right here, a great heat race number 3 as we are just at the halfway point.
Devin Morgan on the top. Logan Rumsey going to go to the bottom. Slide job for the lead. Side by side again. Caution flag is out.
Caution coming out. So we'll take a look here. Richie Yost back there watching the haymakers and sliders being served. And while he was doing that, he lost track of time. Ooh. Pulled her into the, as we would say, pulled into the closed drive-through. And that didn't work. Tough. Richie Yost was right there in a transfer. But you just see, makes contact there. And right there at the flag stand, that wall does get a little tricky with that cutout there, and then you never want to hit the big Ute tires.
Those tires can make a night go from bad to worse, and that car has to be damaged badly.
Well, I would imagine how he was able to. I mean, you would have never driven away from that if he was outdoor racing, but he'll drive away from that. He'll have to come back, I believe. He will tag the tail of this one. He'll jump to the tail right there. Yost's going to keep on in. Of course, going to try to get himself a better starting spot. Now, last chance or last spot there, you see the back of that thing all tore up. Rear end caved in. Rub the stickers off of it, Alex.
And what a tough break for him there. Is in a transfer spot, like you said, and now that opens the door. Green flag back out, 3 to go, and Drew Hopkins now takes over that 3rd and final transfer spot into the A main. Levi Wright, Jordan Gage, they're all trying to come after Hopkins, but keep an eye on this battle for the lead between Morgan and Rumsey, because that was getting hot real quickly before that caution came out.
He drove this one from deep in the field. Of course, did not have a great qualifying run. Had to start deeper in this one. Has now run his way into a transfer as he got time to maybe click off one more with Logan Rumsey. Not sure that it's going to happen. White flag is on a racetrack. It is still Morgan, Rumsey, and Hopkins, 1, 2, and 3.
Devin Morgan holds on to the inside there. Rumsey to the top. Let's see, can Rumsey try and make a move? Morgan going to block the slider attempt. Rumsey gets in the side of him, but Devin Morgan going to hold on for the win. Logan Rumsey in 2nd, and Drew Hopkins takes the 3rd spot.
So there we go. As your top 3 transfer cars making their way in as the Storm clouds moving in, but I don't think we're going to have any problem with precipitation here tonight. But it will keep a little moisture in the racetrack. Take a look. It's Devin Morgan, Logan Rumsey, Drew Hopkins, Levi Wright not making a transfer, going to a last chance race, along with Scooter Black, Richie Yost, Dalton Slack, Jordan Gage, Drew Corbett, and Randall Carter, your 10 cars. And that's their finishing order. Here we go. Heat race number 4. Here in your Midsouth Dirt Slingers, qualifying session number 1 out of Canada. It's Alex Bergeron in the 12 car and Clay Debin in the 84 to his outside.
For number 2 on the inside, the 43 of Adam Hommerding outside. It's Sheldon Oberle in the 105.
Taking a look at row number 3 to the inside, it's Jacob Harberts there in the 80 car and Tyler Murray from New York in the 1.
7th, the 42 of Matt Walter outside. It's going to be the 181 from Mid-South Dirt Slingers. It's Jesse Hoke. And rounding out the field in the 34, it's Jack Weaver, also from Mid-South Dirt Slingers.
There we go. Here is everything up and running.
Jerry,
out front. Yep, go ahead.
Question. Have you ever talked to Jack Weaver?
Jack, I don't believe I've talked to Jack Weaver.
We got to get you to have a conversation with Jack Weaver because that man will make you laugh. He is one of the most colorful personalities here on iRacing.
Then you know what? He better win tonight so we can interview him. Or if he finishes dead last in a heat race, I think we'll talk to him. You never know. Here we go. It'll be Bergeron, the Canadian, working it on up front. Alex Bergeron in the 12 car. Going to stand on it down the front straightaway. Clay Debin working the number 2 spot. Sheldon Oberle in third. Look at this. You're going to fan him out too deep off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Now Oberle coming to the inside, looking for the daily double. Can't get it done. Has to go ahead and roll it on. But just as all of that action happened, caution on the racetrack. Taking a look here deep in the field. On board with Tyler Murray, and things got tight, and well, so Walter in the 42 car, you see things just it's Cedar Lake. I don't care if it's virtual or if it is actual, outdoors. If things get it gets tight off of turn 2 there. It kind of plateaus there, of course, with the on-ramp of the racetrack. It kind of flattens out there on the top. And once you get that right side up there, it will suck you into the wall or bring you up there a little quicker than you think. And Alex, with these big blocks that those right side tires stick out past the fenders, and when there's some contact made, it cannot be fun.
Oh, yeah. But in any sort of racing, those tires can hurt a lot. That is painful, But if you're giving them, you really don't lose as much sleep.
No. If you're giving right side romance, not applying right side romance, or not partaking in it, it's not too bad of a deal. So as we work them around under the caution flag.
Green flag back on the racetrack. You see Alex Bergeron goes to the top side. Him and Clay Debin both go to the top. Oberle now holding on to that third spot, but he has Jacob Roberts and Adam Hommerding battling for that 4th spot. Both of them are coming right after Oberle for 3rd.
Do that, Oberle, right there in the 3rd and final transfer spot. Still Bergeron, your race leader. Clay Debin working the number 2 spot. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4. Bergeron going to work to the top side. A little contact back there for 2nd as Oberle got in there a little deep that time. They'll race down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Still Oberle trying to make something happen. Can he do it? Alex Bergeron, your race leader this time. Sticks are crossed. We're halfway home.
Bergeron going to use a slider line there, as so did the rest of the field there, as they're thinking about just running the same line. But there goes Sheldon Oberle. Slide job on Debin side by side for 2nd. And here comes a pack of wolves behind them, as right now Clay Debin still holding on to that 2nd spot. But look at Harberts and Hommerding, how much ground they gained on the top 3.
They did that as those guys are checking up. You got to finesse the car to race the top of the racetrack here in heat race number 4. On down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's still Alex Bergeron, your race leader. Then it is Clay Debin in 2nd. Sheldon Oberle is 3rd. They work it not final time. They finally work him off here for a battle for the 2nd spot. Here comes Debin, going to lay it in there. Serves him up. Crave case coming. It is Oberle now to the number 2 spot, but Debin's going to fight back with another slider down to the inside.
The battle for second is on. Oberly, Debin, side by side. Oberly gets him there as he gonna slide up. So does Debin. The heat is on. White flag in the air. Oberly holds on to second right now.
White flag's out. It's time to win it or wear it. You know you're in the top three. You might as well just hang there and get into the show later tonight as they work their into turn number 3 and 4. It's Alex Bergeron, Sheldon Oberly in the 105 coming over the number 2 spot. Clay Debin going third. And we'll look for our official results here coming momentarily out of heat race number 4. As it was a good one. Racetrack, Alex, starting to get a little racy, starting to get where they can, as you guys say, use that slider line and let them things eat off the bottom and come on up. And Alex Bergeron going to take her to the concession stand. He's eating healthy here out of heat race number 4. Sheldon Oberly, Clay Debin, Jacob Harberts. Then it is Walters, Weaver, Hoke, Homerding, and Murray, your top 9. Let's heat race of this lobby coming to Midsouth Dirt Slingers starting lineup grid, and it looks this way. Blake Majulis out of New York, they're in the 127, and Kevin Hanley in the 110. Also a New York racer in the outside of row number 1.
Starting inside of row number 2 in the 50 from $1 Million Motorsports, it's Eric Skolf. Outside, it is Chase Hardy in the 49.
Look at this, row number 3 to the inside, 269. Dang, that's fine. The Blue Groove Motorsports, James Grace entry. And it'll be Donnie Batistas. They're in the 119, starting 6th.
9th, it is Brandon Francis in the 41. Outside, it's Bruce Sprague. And rounding out the field from Vanderpool Racing in the 31, it is Stephen Turbeville.
There we go. Stephen Turbeville right back there. Shotgun on the field. Majulis and Hanley up there on row number 1 as we get ready to go. Final heat race of this server, then I believe will be Lobby 2 will be coming momentarily to follow. Oh, I take that back. So let's take a look here. I'll get an update here. I'm getting some new words there. I think we're going to have 3 more races after this. 3B mains coming up for us. Blake Majulis, though, your race leader. Kevin Hanley working the number 2 spot. Chase Hardy up into the number 3 spot as Eric Skolf coming to look to the bottom side. Look at this. They'll fan him out 3 wide. James Grace trying to work the tires.
James Grace lost a lot of ground there, though, as he had to check up. Chase Hardy holds on to that 3rd spot. Eric Skolf trying to get a run at him right now. But look at Blake Majulis up there in the 127. He's gapping him right now.
Majulis is Gone going on this one. Kevin Hanley and Chase Hardy, your top 2-3 racers. Look at this behind him. It is Eric Skolf there in the 15. They're working with the 50 machine, working Donnie Batistas there in the 19. James Grace in the 269. Those guys will try to fight for a better B-main starting spot later this evening. They'll hustle off at turn number 4 and down the front straight away.
Blake Majulis still out in front. You see Eric Skolf trying to make a run there, but look at Blake Majulis. He looks strong. There's Kevin Hanley. Right now, he's in second, but here comes Chase Hardy in the 49 trying to make a run for that second spot, but Hanley's holding on right now. As you see, the top 3 are spread out amongst themselves.
Top 3 are running and hiding on this one. Majulis, Hanley, and Hardy, kind of like the 3 kids that went trick-or-treating and knew where the big Snickers were at. They said, I'm going there first, and we'll see what we can put in our candy bag, as they've done it. Majulis, Hanley, and Hardy. Eric Skolf right there in the 50 car working there. Then you got a battle behind them. That is Donnie Batistas in the 119. The 41 of Brandon Francis as they work him on down the front straightaway.
Donnie Batistas now battling with Francis there. They're side by side. They're battling for 5th right now. As you see, James Grace, who was battling for a transfer spot, drops all the way back to 7th right now and just trying to save some space here and maybe get a better starting spot in the B-main.
So B-mains, 3 B-mains coming up, and in this one we'll have an A-main qualifier coming on in, as it'll be Majulis, the 127. Look at this. Here comes old Pillsbury. Hang on. Lays the heat on him. Eric Skolf gets turned on sideways. Batistas there in the 119 machine, as we'll come to the white flag. It'll be checkered this time. Blake Majulis with the win. Hanley and Hardy moving on into the top 3. So we will await your finishing order, and then we will go into 3 B mains, and then we will have a 25-lap qualifying A main event for lobby number 1 coming up. All right, taking this down, timing and scoring's looked everything over, says we've got just enough cars for 2 B mains. Blake Majulis, Kevin Hanley, and Chase Hardy do not need to run one of these next 2 races as they have punched their tickets on into the A main for tonight. And we will see B main qualifier, B main number 1 coming to the racetrack, Tyler Corcoran. They're in the 64 machine, and Levi Wright, the 21 to the outside.
Starting on row number 2 on the inside, the 41 of Brandon Francis. Outside, it's Matt Yorker.
Then we'll see Matt Walter there in the 42 car, and Bobby Hans in the 8 machine, row number 3.
7th, it's Richie Yost in the 29, and outside, Blue Groove Motorsports 269 of James Grace.
Going to row number 5 to the inside, it's Bill Miller there in the 32 car. To his outside, that is Jesse Hauk. They're in the 181.
Brandon Yamrick will start 11th in the 48. Outside of him, Midsouth Dirt Slingers, Jordan Gage.
Then we will see row number 7, 13 and 14th place starters. That'll be Stephen Turbeville in the 31, and it'll be Ryan Boserman in the 76.
15th will be Tyler Murray, and outside it's Benjamin Turbeville in the 5.
All right, so here we go. Top 3 cars transfer. Top 3 cars will transfer into our qualifying A main. And then out of our qualifying A main for server number 1 or lobby number 1, the top 4 finishers in our prelim A main out of this server will go right to the A main server later tonight. They will punch their ticket to race in tonight's feature event. Speaking of racing, working there up front, the race leader in the 64. Down the back straightaway. Oh, hang on, James Grace, a little love and touch and squeeze, and they're sideways behind him.
A lot of action going on back there as we're still green. There's the caution flag as I saw about 4 cars go around there in turn 3 and 4.
So Yamrick and Yost involved back there. We'll take a look at this one as the green flag furls there at the starter stand. We'll watch and see what happens here deeper in the field. Just some contact there. Yost down through the infield tries to work his way back on the racetrack, and as he did that, then there was contact ahead of him. And then, boom, Brandon Yamrick right there in the 37 car. Good-looking hot rod. Just a little bit of contact back there out of the 181 machine. Has that happened? Jesse Hope there. Ooh, yeah, left... right front to left rear does not end well.
So now we'll be 3 laps in. As you see, it's Corcoran, Wright, and Yorker. That's your top 3 right now. Bobby Hans sitting in that 4th spot with Matt Walter and Bill Miller. Bill Miller, who had a really tough break in his heat race, trying to redeem himself here in this C main.
Yeah. Yes, he is. We'll see what happens. Like we said, top 3. So you've got right now Turbeville, Corcoran. Excuse me. Looking here at timing and scoring. Corcoran. I'll try to get that pronounced right. I know I'm Corcoran. There's no K in there, Wheeler. So we'll see what happens down the back straightaway. We'll work them on down into turn number 3 and 4. It's still Tyler on out front, showing the way. Here comes battle for the number 2 spot.
Yorker, Wright, side by side they go. As here comes Bobby Hans as well. The battles are on throughout this track. You see Yorker, Wright. They're battling for second. Hans trying to get into a transfer spot right now, but between the top 2 there, they're side by side.
Corcoran working there, the number 1 spot. Now seconds up for grabs. Matt Yorker and Levi Wright working there. Bobby Hans trying to work his way into the top 3. Look out, we got one upside down in turn number 3 and 4, and the caution flag coming out. Coming out is 1 car upside down in turn 3 and 4. We'll take a look at the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Ooh, 42 car Matt Walter, big push. things pushing like a dump truck, and then as it just goes in, hooks, and then upside down.
So a tough break there. As look at the aerial view here. He took a few tumbles, but it started out of exit of turn number 2 there. He started pushing right there at that exit at the pit on the track entrance, then gets into the wall there and then pushes right there, and there goes the ride.
Yes, and just things got tight. When they gets tight, they won't turn, and he was fighting an ill-handling race car, so hopefully take some time, get that thing tuned on up, and get her ready later tonight to come back through our last chance qualifiers later this evening. So it is Corcoran working there. Corcoran. Oh, yeah, there. I see how I got it. I could be like, Cocor. You know, hey, I'm going to tell you real quick as we get ready to go back to the green flag. Alex, why don't you ever see any dead crows on the highway?
I don't know, Jerry, why?
Because when the one's down there eating, the other one's up on the high wire going, car. Speaking of car, it is Tyler on out front showing the way down into turn number 1 and 2. There's your dad joke of the night right there. It's Yoker to the number 2 spot. Levi right. Bobby Hantz now. Oh, but just as Bobby Hantz makes a transfer spot, gets hammered to the outside retaining wall. And it looks like everybody's going to keep this one clean and green, but now the caution comes out. Tough break as Bobby Hantz just made his way into a transfer.
And man, what a tough break for Bobby Hantz there, as we see he's going to go to the outside. There's the one car with him.
Yeah, there you see the outside. Ooh, things just real estated run out to 21, making contact and getting him into the outside retaining wall. Tough break for Bobby Hantz, who had her there in a transfer to go to tonight's A-Main qualifier here later in about a couple races, but just slides it on up. And then as that happens, well, there's not enough popping fresh dough out of the Pillsbury car to make that thing make the 8 go straight. And he'll have to come back in one of our qualifying servers later tonight.
And it looks like he caught one of those famed right rear tires there.
Yes. So, I mean, no reaction out of my joke at all. None.
Nope.
No sigh, no like, no nothing.
I don't judge people's jokes.
Well, you know. Yes. I'm going to put my 10-foot pole away and not touch that one, Alex. Here we go, getting ready to go to the green flag. As don't count anybody out of this one. Top 4 still up for grabs. Tyler Cochran, 3 to go now, or 3 transfer, top 3 transfer, as now Brandon Francis into the top 3. Richie Yost, 1 out looking in. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong as the laps wind down.
And man, that slide attempt might have cost him there, because here comes Brandon Francis to the outside there. He's going to take over second from Yorker, and now here comes Richie Yost. Richie Yost, we remember he got a whole mess of damage there when he hit the outside wall in his heat race. He hits the outside wall right there as he's battling for that 3rd spot.
Richie Yost doing a little bit of concrete dancing tonight as he got into the front stretch wall in his heat race. Got into the outside wall off of 2 down there that last time, but now is going to put it into the number 3 spot, as it is Corcoran working it there to the number 2-1 spot. Francis working 2nd. Yost is 3rd. 3 to go this time. Can we see it? There it is. Oh! Man, you are in a transfer spot, and then you plumb-dumb dumped the guy. Wow. That slider was not even going to work.
Because now it's going to be interesting to see what race control deems that one, because if the driver is at fault there in that one machine, he will go to the back, and that might deem the end of his night as well.
Well, I'm gonna see what happened here. Slide. And I think right here there's some big contact. And this was not for the Pepsi challenge either.
Oh, he threw a haymaker there.
Yes, definitely no way he was going to clear that. But when you're committed that hard already, you just I don't care whether it's in here or whether it's outside. Once you're committed, it's going to stick. And there we see an ELO going to the one machine. So he will drop there to the tail. Tyler Murray. Is that Murray or? So Brandon Francis gets the ELO. That's going to put Richie Yost, your race leader. Yorker, and look at this. Hole 269 looking fine in the number 3 spot. James Grace right there. We'll see what's going on with this one as we've got 2 laps to go, Alex.
And you look at that 3 through about 5 spot. You have James Grace, Bill Miller, Jordan Gage also in there. A lot of cars looking for redemption after their bad heat race run. But Richie Yost looks like the redemption story right now after that big contact in the front. White flag in the air. Richie Yost going to try and hold on here. Yorker to the inside. But that 29 machine of Richie Yost going to win this B main.
Down there it is. Yost, Yorker, and Grace all going into tonight's A main qualifier here for 25 laps to see who finishes 4th or better to make their way into the big show tonight. Taking a look here. Final results about ready to pop up on the screen as we look at some of the old great track prep equipment. So we move from results on into B main number 2, looking for 3 more. It'll be Chris Damari. They're in the 6 car on the pole, and Jacob Harberts. They're in the 80 car to his outside.
Row number 2 on the inside, the 22 from Midsouth Dirt Slingers. It's Brendan Weeks outside, Scooter Black in the 45.
Let's take a look at row number 3. It's Donnie Batiste. They're in the 119, the Mid-South Dirt Slinger Hot Rod, and right beside him, teammate runner. That is Travis Beretzer. They're in the 109.
7th in the 34 from Mid-South Dirt Slingers. It's Jack Weaver outside the 36 of Nathan Davis.
We'll see Dalton Slack, our neighbor to the north from Canada, and it'll be Bruce Sprague. They're in the 05 from Joyzy.
Jonathan Wiley, another Mid-South Dirt Slinger entry, will start 11th. Outside, it's Adam Hommerding in the 43.
So here we go from that row number 6 to row number 7. It'll be Aaron Keeley in the 28 and Drew Corbett there in the 514.
Eric Sculf will start 15th from $1 Million Motorsports. Outside at the 311 of Dustin Hall, and rounding out the field, Randall Carter in the 37.
There we go. 17 cars and stars getting ready for 3 spots to transfer into tonight's qualifying A main. Of course, we've already transferred 15. Looking to bring the rest of the field on in, and then from there we will whittle it down to 4 cars moving into tonight's A main event later this evening here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Once again, it's been our pleasure having you here for lobby number 1 of, I think 4 lobbies here for you tonight from the World of Thunder Esports League gang on Ultimate Dirt TV for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers Winternationals here at New Richland, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway. As we go to the green flag down the back straightaway, it's Brennan Weeks, your race leader. Batiste working to the number 2 spot now. Harberts and Batiste going to go side by side.
And one thing, I think the safe bet to say here is at least one Mid-South Dirt Slinger should make it out of this B main into the A main. You have Brennan Weeks and Donnie Batiste right there sitting 1 and 2, but Batiste is battling with Harberts right now.
We'll see what happens as they work him on down the front straightaway, that 36 machine right there as we go to the caution flag. Apparently there's a flag on the field. I heard whistles. I think there's a flag on the field. Are you watching football too, Alex?
Yeah, it's playoff time.
Speaking of playoff, this is going to be a playoff fenders. Oh, is that a Kansas City Chiefs wrap on that car that got into that? Did Mahomes turn him around? Drew Corbett there in the 514 going to be the caution car. Yeah, I think that is an old Arrowhead on the 15 car. So here we go. Corbett there. Going to be just a victim of circumstance as the 15 car gets into the outside of everybody. And then from there, it's chaos, which ensues. The 331 Dustin Hall there. There you see some big time hit earlier there as they came down into turn number 4. Now there's the Chiefs machine. Some Big hit. Going to make her to the Super Bowl again. So who's playing the night game? I haven't been paying any attention today.
Right now it's the Bears and the Saints. The Steelers and the Browns will cap off tonight.
First of all, how are the Bears and the Browns even close to being in the playoffs? That's my question. Are you sure this isn't preseason?
Can we take a notice of the Washington football team also made the playoffs?
Yeah, the football team. Here we go. Speaking of the football team, we're going to punt this one out. It's going to be Brandon Weeks at 22, your race leader. Donnie Batiste there in the 119, and Jacob Harberts there in the 80 machine. Look at this action. 2 wide. They'll fan him down the front straight away. It is Donnie Batiste, the 119, as we're back under the caution. Yellow on the racetrack. So as we take a look at the instant replay, on with Jonathan Willey in the 116, and I think things are probably going to narrow up there, and then big time into the outside wall, and everybody avoiding contact down there past the folks in the backstretch. Yeah, there's 3 teams I didn't think you'd see in the playoff contention: the Browns, the Bears, and the football team.
I mean, you have the Browns who lost to the Jets. You have the Bears who can't figure out a starting quarterback. And then the football team. I don't know what else to say about that.
You have the Browns that haven't seen the playoffs since the 60s. Or maybe it was the 80s. The last time the Cleveland Browns were in the playoffs.
The last time they were relevant was when Jim Brown played for them. So you do the math of how long ago that was.
But all I can say is I'm glad that Washington has the football team. I mean, that was, I don't know, you call me what you can call me, but they're still the Washington Redskins. I mean, you grow up on football, and those were your holiday games you watched. And, the Redskins and the Cowboys and the Steelers and the Colts and the Packers and the Bears. I mean, I'm still old school. Speaking of old school, we're going to see who can old school themselves into a transfer spot. Oh, boy, a little contact up there as the racetrack narrows at the top of turn number 1. Brennan Weeks working there, your race leader. Harberts there in the number 2 spot. Weaver and Batiste now gets hustled back into the number 3 spot. But look at this, Robinson. We've got big time 3 wide racing down into turn number 1.
You see Scooter Black there, Nathan Davis, Dalton Slack, all these cars trying to get one more position up and try and get in to the A-main here.
That's the 36 machine.
Brett Wheeler's back here cheering for his teammate Nathan Davis from Black Diamond Motorsports. He's in 4th right now. And guess what? Another caution.
Yellow flag back on the racetrack. We'll see what happens. Weeks, Harbert, Batiste, and Davis, your top 4. Davis, 1 out of a transfer looking. So things will get a little rough and tumble right with Travis back here in the 109. And, well, the racetrack just narrows up, and then over they go. It's like a midget flip. Just flips it over on one side and dumps back on.
Jerry, you mentioned football. There's a lot of sports this week. You got us here, the Chili Bowl coming up, starting tomorrow night. You got basketball. I think hockey's starting up again. So there's a lot. This is the best time of year.
Yeah, I might actually get to go back to work working for, of course. I might get to go back to work working some hockey, of course, like we talked about. As you made comment to yesterday in an off-mic chat, I am one of them old white guys that referees basketball. Thank you very much. And apparently, yeah. As you referred to it, there is. I did do some research on your ability to play the round ball sport, and apparently wasn't real good there, Robinson. So maybe we'll put some stripes on you, because I wasn't good at basketball either. And do that. And then, like you said, hockey, NHL is going to get started up, and then that means the AHL. And I do have the pleasure of working. I get to work for the Minnesota Wild during the winter, so work for their farm club, the Iowa Wild down here in Des Moines. So we get to do a little PA announcing. So I'm pretty excited. Things are getting back to normal slowly.
I mean, I got 2 AHL teams. I got the Hershey Bears to the west, and I got the Lehigh Valley Phantoms to the east. So I'm pretty good here in PA with some hockey.
Heck yes. Here we go. Keep your stick on the ice, as we were going to see about keeping 4 on the floor. as it is Brandon Weeks, your race leader. Harbit's working the number 2 spot. Donnie Batiste working in the number 3 spot down the front straightaway. It'll still be 1, 2, and 3 Weeks. Harbit, look out, as here comes Davis. Davis is trying to rail the top of the racetrack. Can he get in? Watch that 36-1 out.
Nathan Davis holding on to the top side there, but Donnie Batiste also to the top side. Let's see, will Davis go for a move? He's patiently scouting here, still going to hold on to the top. They're both catching up to Jacob Harberts there, who's running the bottom.
Look at this. I can actually hear it right now. Nathan Davis's teammate, Brett Wheeler's going, Barbara, trying to get him running to the front. Can he do it? The 36 car. He had that thing high, wide, and handsome. He'll look down into turn number 3 and 4. Top 2 or 3 cars stay the same. The battle here is Davis. Davis is all over him like a dirty shirt. Getting down into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to turn it. He's going to cross it down the back straightaway. Here comes Davis. Davis will go numbers deep. There's contact. Davis now racing his way into a transfer as he slides up and solidifies it. But here comes Batiste back to the inside.
Side by side for third there. Batiste going to slide up. Davis going to duck under. Side by side they go. Look at the run by that 36 machine. Here comes Dustin Hall, who had problems earlier in this race. He's up in the 4th right now with Batiste. White flag in the air. Nathan Davis has a Hornet's nest behind him.
It's the final trip. Oh, hang on. He got tapped. He bobbled it. Look out down the back straightaway. Davis is together with the 31 of Hall. It's going to be Weeks, Harberts, and then I believe we're going to see Hall and Batiste 3 and 4. We'll see how that one scores out, as there was some contact down the back straightaway. Man, I'm not sure what happened to the 6 car, as he got just a little crossed up coming off a 2, and then was enough to get gobbled up like turkey dinner. So that wraps up all of our qualifying here in lobby number 1 for the World of Thunder Esports League Winternationals, presented by Midsouth Dirt Slingers here at New Richland, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway. We're going to some warm-ups. We'll be back here just momentarily, back on Ultimate Dirt TV. Features coming up shortly. Welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV for the World of Thunder Esports League Mid-South Dirt Slingers with Winternationals here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Alex, it is a main qualifier time, and let's take a look at the starting lineup from back to front. James Grace in the 269, and starting 19th, it'll be Jacob Harberts in the 80 car.
18th will be the 34 of Matt Yorker. Inside of him from Mid-South Dirt Slingers, it's Brendan Weeks.
Going to run number 8 to the right side. Out of Indiana, it's Richie Yost in the 29, and to his inside, it'll be Chase Hardy in the 49.
14th, it is Clay Devin in the 84. Inside of him, it is Drew Hopkins.
Let's meet the starters in your first 12 positions. It'll be Huey Quillen in the 30 car, rolling off 12th and rolling off from the 11th spot, driving the Newton Cattle Farms Racing 23. It is Ethan Toder.
10th in the 110, it is Kevin Haley. Inside of him in the 105, starting 9th, Sheldon Oberly.
Going to the 10th or the 5th row to the 4th row, it'll be Logan Rumsey in the 4 machine. To his inside, the 00, it is Kendall Tucker.
Outside of row number 3, in the 71, it's Cole Cabre, and inside, it's Tia Moppert's boyfriend, it's Blake Majulis.
Going to row number 2 to the inside, to the outside, out of Canada, it is Alex Bergeron in the 12 car and Devin Morgan in the 112.
Row number 1 on the outside, the 33 from Victory Lane Racing, it's Evan C. And starting on the pole in the 2, it is Dylan Hauser.
I'm here to tell you what, you could not go to Louisville, go to the Slugger Back Factory and find as many hitters as you've got in the first 6 rows of this one. Green's up, we are 25 laps of A-Main qualifier here at the Winternationals.
And look at the battles already. Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, Evan C., Blake Majulis, I said Blake Majulis twice, Alex Bergeron. They're all battling for these top 4 spots.
Down the front straightaway, Hauser the race lead. Bergeron, Morgan, like we said, you've got to be in the top 4 if you want to miss the lobby for the last chance races. Look out, there's trouble down in turn number 3. Majulis is around. Majulis sideways getting down, and then they're still wrecking down in turn number 4. Caution flag is out, yellow on the speedway. Ooh, and some retaliation after the caution comes out back there. We'll kind of watch and see what happens as Majulis races it down on the bottom side. Things are going to narrow up down the back straightaway. Contact there with a couple cars. And then Majulis gets throttled and upside down, the 127 of Blake Majulis. And then not sure the 2 cars that made contact initially, but I think they also retaliated each other getting into turn 1 after that one. If we grab a different view there. It's kind of hard to see at Cedar Lake, but no lights on the infield. As Evan C. involved there, the 112 machine. Bergeron's there.
Actually, Evan C. got away there. It looks like almost escaped clean.
Ooh,
the
Evan C.
Yeah. Morgan there got into Majulis. And then let the chaos ensue.
Yeah, the 112 got into C, and that's what turned him down the racetrack. Then Majulis is there, and then things got... it went elbows over appetite. Then they still crash it. There you see Tucker racing on around that as Bergeron back there. And then here's what I was talking about. Cole Cabrera comes up to Alex Bergeron and says, I didn't much appreciate that. Not really sure what he didn't appreciate, but so we'll see what happens. As tough break for Blake Majulis, as it will be the 2 of Dylan Hauser. See right there, it looks like Blake Majulis on the pit, back in the hot pit, getting some work done virtually by the crew. Tia has dropped the light sticks and has grabbed the jack handle. He says, "Oh, we got to get this thing pounded out and get it fixed." So we'll see what happens. Looks like Bergeron's getting an ELO going to the tail of this one. Devin Morgan also going to be heading to the tail on this one. So you've got Bergeron, a heavy hitter, world-class racer, heading towards the tail of this one.
So that's an interesting one. Bergeron going to the back.
I'm just glad I don't have to make the calls.
Oh yeah, that's way above our pay grade.
Yes, it's way above my judgmental ability right now too. Now that I'm on the Zoom camera, tell you what, wearing the mask all the time, the inside of my nose is. I just want to keep itching my nose, but then all the people are going to think I'm picking my nose, and then I'll look like this. I don't know, that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Now that we got these new cameras down here on the bottom, that Wheeler, he gets us all fancy pantsed up. Alex, we might even have to, rumor has it we've got some custom backgrounds coming for UDTV and some World of Thunder Esports leagues.
You can't deny my background's pretty good.
It's a picture of a late model or race some big block modifieds.
I don't have big blocks around here. Sorry, I took that picture. I don't get to see big blocks.
Hey, at least I'm like an ant in the grass. Yeah.
Brett Wheeler feels like he's special or something because he edited that picture for me.
Yes, and and usually like you in that Phasma Fraz or whatever, he's in the truck, you're in the booth, and here we go. That'd be the first time you've not been in the truck on that game. Now we go down the back straightaway. It is Hauser. Tucker, see, here comes the 00 Kendall Tucker looking. Watch this action. Ethan Toder coming down around the bottom side. You got the top 6. They are gaggled on each other down the front straightaway.
And the battle is on throughout the track. You see Toder, Oberly, Rumsey all battling it out here. Rumsey in a transfer spot to go on to the main event tonight, but he just got into the back of Evan C. That might cause some damage there for the back of Evan C. Side by side, they go for second.
Down the back straightaway, it is still Hauser, followed by C, Tucker, Rumsey, Oberly, one out of a transfer looking in. He does not want to race again until feature time. We'll see what happens, though, down the front straightaway. It is Logan Rumsey working there. Ethan Toder, look out, we got one out of the park, deep in the field. Troubles there for one of your top 5 cars, getting exited stage right out of the park. We will stay green flag as Jimmy in security have checked on the driver out there. He's A-OK as Dylan Hauser, Evan C., Kendall Tucker, Logan Rumsey, your top 4.
I think that was the 105 of Sheldon Oberly who got out there. So a tough break for him. There's Ethan Toder, 1 spot out of the transfer.
Toder right now in 5th. Remember, top 4 going right to the big dance tonight. As we look here deeper in the field on with Drew Hopkins. Hopkins working back there. Richie Yost, the 29. Then we will see right there Clay Devin. Devin and Yoster side by side as they work down into turn number 1 and 2. Easy does it, slides up, leaves him room. There's some contact, though. Now here comes the 157 of Hopkins. Hopkins will lean on back on him as they work him down off of turn number 4.
Drew Hopkins now goes into the 9th spot, trying to go for more. There's Clay Devin. Oh, contact there for Drew Hopkins. There's that look like Clay Devin on the inside of him. But look at the battles up front. Right now, it's still Hauser, Tucker, C, and Rumsey. Those 4 right now sitting in comfortable spots to go on to the main event here.
Right there is that cushion of comfort. But, man, when you start making contact with these open-wheel modifieds, there is not much cushion right there left. As the 41 Michelle, the 41 of Logan Rumsey got her down there, kind of eating on the 33 of Evan C. C right there follows Tucker. They all chase Dylan Hauser in the 2 car. Working on down there. Now you see the 30 machine of Quillen. Quillen and Yost are side by side. They will throttle each other for better starting spots in the last chance qualifiers.
And that's one thing to note here as the top 4 go on to the main event from both of these prelims, but everyone else, they're still fighting for points to start better in their B main out of the 3 B mains for tonight.
Yes, it is. We'll see. Of course, I believe they're building points for tonight. Like you said, Hauser, Tucker, C, Rumsey, top 4. Ethan Toder, 1 out looking in. This battle behind Richie Yost sees Kevin Hanley and Drew Hopkins. Hopkins will drop to the bottom, tickle the tires off at turn number 4. They'll work down into turn number 1 and 2. Hopkins there, a little tight on the bottom of the racetrack. Hopkins always trying to see if that bottom will work for him. You see Richie Yost right there has dove to the bottom side. Maybe he's found something in contact and got one pirouetting down there in turn number 4.
That looks like it's the 84 of Clay Devin there.
So caution back out on the racetrack. We'll wait for a replay here to see what all happened. Clay Devin going to be the caution car as they work down the back straightaway. Him and the 331 just run out of room.
Jerry, the one thing to think about here, going into the second prelim heat races and stuff, you're going to have a whole bunch of heavy hitters. Chase Hardy now out of tonight's first prelim. You have Hardy, Bergeron, Majulis, and Cabrera and Oberly all missing out of this feature already. So that's 4 or 5 guys that are going to have to go through that other one, and that's a whole bunch of heavy hitters.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got world-class drivers and championship drivers that are out of a qualifying feature and are going to have to run a last-chance server, that is typically unseen. But just like anything, it can happen. As, like we said, top 4 going to be the magic numbers you want to be. You've got to be 4th or better if you want to go to the show tonight. The rest of them building points, getting track time, and going to be looking for a better run coming up here in the last chance server.
Green flag back on the track. Kendall Tucker still out in front. Hauser, C, Rumsey. Again, that's your top 4, but you see there's Ethan Toder trying to sneak to the inside of Logan Rumsey. There's Kendall Tucker now. Dylan Hauser trying to go to the inside of him. This racetrack is getting racier by the lap. Another caution is out on the racetrack.
The old caution breeds caution. So we'll see what happens. Tucker goes up there, says hello to the pace truck driver. The Ultimate Dirt TV answer replay. We see Richie Yost. Ooh. Yost going to make a run down to the bottom and it looks like, well, he's going to tickle the tires and, well, one of them comes up and grabs the oil pan on the 29 car and turns it, pirouettes it around. Devin Morgan also involved in that one as yellow out with, I believe, 7 to go. 7 here to go in your main qualifier number 1 of the night.
So now Richie Yost, just a bad night turns into worse. Bad and tough break in the heat race. Gets lucky enough to get through that B main, just to have more problems here in the feature event.
Oh, yes. Not what you want to see. So it is. That 00 of Kendall Tucker, your race leader, Hauser and C, followed by Logan Rumsey. That's your top 4. Speaking of 4, add 3 to it. That gives us 7, and that's how many laps we've got left in this one, as it is Kendall Tucker leading the field off of 2 and down the back straightaway.
Kendall Tucker out in front. Dylan Hauser. Kendall Tucker, just look at that gap that Kendall Tucker had before Hauser just closed it on him. There's your top 4. As they're already starting to pull away a little bit from Ethan Toder and the rest of the field. Drew Hopkins up to 6th right now, but he's battling with Huey Quillen for that 6th spot.
Yes, they are. They work down into turn number 3 and 4. Look at this. It'll be Ethan Toder to the top side. Toder's got a little bit of a groom to make up, but I believe he may. Well, we'll see if he can do it. He will run the top line down there in turn 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, or 3 and 4. Then he'll come to the bottom of 1 and 2, which is kind of the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Here we come. It'll be Evan C. working that machine to the outside. Logan Rumsey to the bottom side. Rumsey, they're in a Ryko machine trying to make something happen.
Logan Rumsey goes to the outside. There's Ethan Toder. Tried to make a run for him there, but Rumsey's run out of the top side was just too strong. Now Rumsey trying to go after Evan C. Evan C. trying to go after Dylan Hauser. So right now, all these top 4 cars are trying to go for more, and that's going to open the door. Here comes Ethan Toder to the inside.
Tucker, Hauser, C, Rumsey, Toder. There's your top 5. But remember, you got to be 4 to go to the A. Looking at 2 laps to go this time. It is Hauser holding off Evan C. Now look at this. Ethan Toder's going to come to the bottom side. Toder going to try to make something happen. Can he do it? Not that time. He'll cross it up a little bit down the back straightaway. Let's keep an eye on Ethan Toder. Toder is in the he's in the bump spot. He needs 1 more to go. Speaking of 1 to go, that's how many laps are left. Toder down on the bottom side, going to commit to it. I think he's going to run out of time, going to run out of real estate. As off of turn number 4, going to the A main, Kendall Tucker, Dylan Hauser, Evan C., and Logan Rumsey, your top 4 transfer cars.
So a heck of a run by Ethan Toder and Drew Hopkins, but both of them are going to come 1 and 2 positions short of the main event for tonight. They're going to have to go through another prelim yet.
Yes, like we said, if the top 4 in the transfer car, the top 4 transfer you into tonight's Midsouth Dirt Slingers Winternationals feature here on World of Thunder Esports League on Ultimate Dirt TV. But taking a look, I believe results coming here shortly after 25 laps. Your top 4 are locked in as the fireworks go. And that is a wrap of our first round of qualifying. So 4. So is all right. So bringing up down here on the podium, fireworks going off. Kendall Tucker picking up the win tonight. Kendall, you've locked yourself in and punched that ticket to tonight's A main.
Yeah, it definitely feels good for sure. We kind of had some bad luck there in the heat. The interval was literally a tie, so instead of starting 2nd, we had to start 7th. But we just try to be patient, working our way up through there. The car felt really good, so we'll just try and build on this, and hopefully it carries on over into the feature.
Yeah, that literally was a photo finish in that one. Saw the photo of it. I mean, it's literally a matter of inches that you guys came across the line there, but it's got to feel good. Knowing you're going to get to sit out a couple servers here, a couple lobbies, kind of watch, kind of get things ready, and see what the rest of the field's going to do here in this next lobby.
Yeah, we'll be watching here. See if there's anything we can pick up on. See if any other lines come in or not. So I don't know. We'll just sit around here and wait till the feature, I guess. Hopefully, get a little supper in us, and hopefully be ready to go for the big one.
There you go. Who do you want to thank for this 25 lapper getting you locked into tonight's A-Main?
Yeah, I just gotta thank my guys at Swindle Speed Lab and Slick Sim Sport for all the help, man. This car was on rails for sure. They've been working hard over there on a bunch of different setups, and I think we definitely hit on something here. So, thanks to them guys for everything, and I gotta thank Ethan Toder for paying my entry fee into this race. Congrats to him on a good run. I think he finished 4th or 5th. I'm not sure exactly, but hopefully we can get him locked in here in the next show, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, sounds good. Kendall Tucker picking up the win. And Alex, you've caught up with second place finisher.
Dylan Hauser coming home in second. Heck of a car for you tonight. You looked fast from the get-go, and it showed here tonight coming home in second.
Yeah, we just made a few mistakes on top there and didn't move around early enough. It's all good. We got a little work to do on the setup. It was a little too tight on the fence, but we'll see what they give us for the feature track and try to get it dialed in for that 75 lapper.
And now you said about changing the track up, changing the setup up in the time. Is this an advantage here? Wait, now that you have about 2 hours to get this car ready for the A-Main tonight.
Yeah, as long as they keep the track settings to what it was, I know what I need to make changes to and get it ready for tonight. So we just gotta get the car a little better on the fence. That's all. Kendall was rolling pretty good there, but I think the last 2 laps I figured out the line and stuff. So I also had way too much fuel in. I ran my 75 lapper setup there because I haven't raced these a whole lot. So I think we'll be much faster for the 75 lapper. We're gonna start third, I think. So, or where will I start? I'll start second, won't I? Huh?
So a random draw. So you'll be surprised of where you start.
Was it 1 through 4? Top 4 rows. Holy smokes! Alrighty. Well,
so who you gotta thank? Who you gotta thank? Who's on that car?
Doing it for Levi. He's my crew chief. Beasley. He really been helping me with setups here lately. He's been working his tail off. Everybody at D12. All my spotters tonight. They showed up big time. None of them showed up actually, but thank you guys for putting the league on, and see you guys in a little bit.
That's Dylan Hauser. Now, Jerry, you're with the third place finisher, Evan C.
Evan, nice run. You got her locked into the show. It's got to feel good that knowing you're going to that final lobby.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Didn't want to have to do that second race because you never know what can happen. So it's definitely nice to make it in and, we'll watch this next one and see if we can pick up a little bit more speed for the final show.
Yeah, kind of one of those things. Hopefully you haven't used Lady Luck or haven't used Luck up all in this first server. Of course, beginning of that one got a little treacherous as you get some contact there, but we're able to keep that thing from turning around sideways and made her on in. And speaking of in, who got you into the show tonight?
Just all the guys at Team VLR, McConaughey Setup Shop, and Iris and I Flag and Jeff Brown over there for all he does. Captain Morgan, Dirty Grass Soul, and just everybody else that helps out and makes this possible. And just thank Al for doing the broadcast and Stephen for putting on this show for us.
All right, Evan, we'll let you get this thing back to the toter, get her fixed up, get her ready for the A-Main, and that's going to shut us down. Give us a big conclusion here on lobby number 1. Of course, momentarily, I'm not sure, Brett, what's the turnaround time on waiting to hear from. So in about 10 minutes, we'll be back with lobby number 2. Zach Newton and Alex Robinson will bring you the second set of qualifying for the World of Thunder Esports League Winternationals here at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. So from all of us here at Ultimate Dirt TV, the World of Thunder Esports League, my co-host Alex Robinson, fantastic job, Brett Wheeler in the truck. And we will see you back in 10 here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for Lobby 2 here just shortly.